Did you know that in Monster Hunter Wilds, there are secret armors that you can unlock by getting specific materials from certain NPCs? Even if they aren't the most powerful, these are the most unique, and being able to wear these armor pieces as layered armor is part of the endgame grind so your hunter could stand out from everyone else. Now, these armors are never going to be in low rank, so if you clicked on this video and you're early game, come back later when you reach high rank. Let's start off with introducing the most important part to unlocking all these armors, which are going to be obtained via traders that exist in the game. Kalama in Kunafa Village, Musharpai and Gaudy Dog in Woodwood Hideout, Ida, Dogard and Yabran in Azuz, Grove in the Eyeshard Cliffs, Ren in Sild, and Seka in Suja. Now, in high rank, you don't have to directly visit any of these traders, as you get the luxury of being able to do all this trading with Nada, who's going to exist at every single base camp by your tent. And the great part is that all the items that these various traders carry have increased more than what they originally had in the early game as you're now high rank and as you progress through it. Now, there are a few rules when it comes to traders. Their entire inventory stock is going to change if a new day in Monster Hunter happens. You can force them to change their items if you rest and change the time or the season. Items that traders want are always going to be gatherable question mark items that are going to be on each specific map. The rarer items will always have notifications that they have surfaced. However, you don't always need the rarest items to trade, as you can manipulate what they are asking for by progressing the day or the environment via the tent. A pro tip is never ignore these gatherables when you see them as you are in your journey anyway. That way you can stock up on these specific items so you have no problem to gather these items when you want something from the trader. Now, a big trick you can do to get a specific item without having to lose guild points, which always gets consumed when you are manually changing the time or the season from the tent, is to use optional missions to go for a specific gatherable item. This will lock in a specific season or a time of day that monsters are on. So if you maybe wanted a plenty season, you can go find the optional quest where a monster is going to be in a plenty season in that location. And luckily in this game, plenty seasons have resurgences of certain items showing up. But this is not only the benefit by just hunting there. After you leave these optional quests and getting the items you need within them, the map resets again for you in the real world, so you can come back to the current instance of the map and gather what items you may need. Maybe you have a double plenty season that you can farm with this. Always keep in mind that this is the material spawn manipulation technique that I talked about earlier in my early game tips, and it's always going to help you with anything you need, as we are going to talk about specific items that traders want. The first armors we'll be going over are the 4 secret village armors. Now, there are a ton of armors that are secret in this game, but we'll first start off with the 4 secret village armors. The first one is going to be from Kunafa Village, and the first armor set is Kunafa Armor. In order for this item to unlock, you need the key material called Dalthidan Wool. By just having one in your possession, the entire armor set will show up in the crafting armor menu with Gemma. So just keep this in mind for all future armors. If you see the whole thing there, you probably have one item necessary for that set. Now, there are 2 specific traders that will have this item that you need: Kalama from Kunafa and Gaudy Dog from Woodwood Hideout. Kalama most likely will want some sort of Windward Aloe for this item, while Gaudy Dog will exchange this for Wyvern coins. There's also a collector named Murderbach who is going to bring you Windward Aloe and Fine Windward Aloe, which is going to be a material that Kalama is going to trade for. In total, you're going to need 4 Dalthidan Wools, 4 Taliot Skills, which can be found from Taliots in the Windward Plains, and 2 Acute Fangs, which can be found from Taliots as well, but you get a 100% drop rate from the Gagioses there. Now, one of the cool skills that Kunafa armor set has is the Palico Rally skill, which increases the attack power and defense of your Palico by a certain percentage depending on the level. And with this entire outfit, you get that at level 4. The next armor is from Azuz Village, and this armor set is the Azuz armor. In order for this item to unlock, you need the key material called Azuz Tanned Leather. There are 2 specific traders that will have this item: Dogard and Yabran from Azuz and Gaudy Dog from Woodwood Hideout. Dogard is going to most likely want something to do with an anti-mite material, while Yabran is going to want things like Wyvern Sprout, Wilk Gems, Wilk Pebbles, and Auric Oil, which are common items that you'll find around the oil well basin. The collector Sabar is going to bring you Anti-Mite and Fine Anti-Mite, which is exactly what Dogard is looking for. And you'll also be able to get this from Gaudy Dog from the Woodwood Hideout, and as we mentioned, he wants Wyvern Coin. Now, to craft this entire armor set, you're going to need exactly 3 Azuz Tan Leather from the traders, 1 fire cell stone, which can be found from breaking parts and destroying wounds on Gravios, 2 fire stones, which you can get from mining outcrops in the oil well basin, and 2 charred oil bones, which can be from bone piles in the oil well basin. That's the best place to get these items. The next armor is from Suja village, and this armor set is the Suja armor. In order for this item to unlock, you need the key material called the Suja textile. Now, there are 2 specific traders that will have this. Seka from Suja, and you guessed it, Gotti Dog from Woodwood Hideout. Now, Seka is very interested in things that are called vases or hirabami molting, so a lot of these items can be found in the cliffs for her. And of course, Gotti Dog, we said, is the ancient Wyvern coins. Luckily, one of the collectors named Upar is going to be able to bring you back items like the Dragon Scale Vase and the Wyvern Scale Vase, which is something that Seka is going to want to trade for. Now, in order to craft this Suja armor set, you're going to need 3 Suja textiles and 5 Fascium ore, which can come from mining outcrops in the ruins of Wyveria. There's only 1 piece for this armor, and it looks really cool, like 2 little blades on your side. Nice, cool waist piece. Now, this piece gives you Divine Blessing level 3, which is completely maxed out, which is going to reduce the damage taken by 50%, so very good for defense. The next armor is from Sild village in Wyveria, and this armor set is called the Sild armor, which only has 2 pieces. In order for this item to unlock, you need the key material called Sild cotton. There are 2 specific traders that will have this item. Ren from Sild, who's going to want specific items like the Wyveria lanterns, items that are opal or origin wilk gem. Now, there is a collector who's going to bring some of the items required for these trades, and that collector is going to be Raishar, who will sometimes bring Wyveria lanterns or mature Wyveria lanterns. To craft the entire Sild armor set, you're going to need a total of 4 Sild cotton and 6 Guardian Sacred feathers, which the best way to farm this is by just killing Guardian Sacreds in Wyveria. Now, the skill you get is called Widespread, and this is going to be really big for people who are using support items. It's basically going to increase the efficacy of how they do. So if you're using things like Dust of Life or the Life Powder, this is going to be good for that. Now, I'm sure you've been paying attention, but we've mentioned that Gotti Dog has all the key materials for all the Secret Village armor sets that can be rotated in his trading inventory. Now, keep this in mind. It's going to cost you 10 Ancient Wyvern coins to get 1 key material. And because you've liked this video and subscribed to my channel and watched to now, let me show you a trick that I use to farm Ancient Wyvern coins, and feel free to comment below if you have your own farming route for this. But here's mine. The first thing you want to do is have a pop-up camp in Area 14 in the Windward Plains. From here, you'll follow this pathway and you'll see this curio shell crab. If you catch it, you'll get yourself an Ancient Wyvern coin. From there, you'll head over to the Scarlet Forest to pop-up camp at Area 8 called the Underground Lake. When you arrive here, make your way over to this spot where you'll find another curio shell crab here, which will give you an Ancient Wyvern coin. But not only that, there's a spot right over here in the spot where you can dive in the water and come up and find another Ancient Wyvern coin just sitting there. After you're done doing this, you can rinse and repeat by going right back to Area 14 in the Windward Plains and doing it all over again. Now, if you're curious, by changing the map, it's going to reload the endemic life and the item spawns in there. If for some reason you don't see a crab, just rinse and repeat or reload the area again by going to another location. And I just want to also point out, in the Scarlet Forest, sometimes you can go to pop-up camp Area 6, which can also spawn a crab right in front of it. So these are typically the 3 spots I go to when I'm trying to farm Wyvern coins. And you just need 10 Ancient Wyvern coins in order to get 1 key material. Just remember that. With all this information, let's move on to other secret armor sets, which can easily be acquired through both item traders and material retrievers. The first armor we'll talk about is the Death Stench armor, because it was the first random armor pieces that started to show up for me when I talked with Gemma, and I was really wondering where on earth did this come from. Then I saw the Death Stench piece armor material, and it's like it came from the Windward Plains, and it was a little weird. And then I noticed the key material was the Sinister cloth for it, and it said it came from the Windward Plains, and I had no idea exactly how this happened. Well, the key material is the Sinister cloth to unlock this armor, and there are 2 specific traders that will have this item: Kalama from Kunafa village and Gotti Dog from the Woodwood Hideout. hideout. However, material retrievers like Murderbar are the ones who can gather and retrieve this item, so you most likely received it from Murderbach if you somehow had this in your inventory and showed up in the armor crafting set. In order to craft the entire Death Stench set, you'll need 5 Sinister Claws, 2 Herbivore Carapaces, which you can get from the small monster Ceratonauts in the Windward Plains, 2 Colossal Bones, which you can get from Congas or Belongos, basically the baby monkeys in these areas, 3 Windrake Hides, which are right from the flying monsters like the Bonos and the Harpios, and 3 Quality Bone, which you can get from bone piles in any of the areas. The skill that comes with it is Resentment at max level, which is going to increase attack to plus 25 when you have recoverable damage, aka the red portion of your health gauge. The next 2 armors are going to be the Butterfly and the King Beetle armor. To unlock both of these armors, you're going to need a key material called the Great Hornfly, and there are actually 2 specific traders that will have this item, Musharpai and Gaudy Dog, which are both going to be from the Woodwood hideout. You'll also have Plum Peach, who is a gatherer who can actually retrieve this item for you, so it might just be in your inventory without you noticing. To craft this entire butterfly set, you'll need 5 Great Hornflies, 5 Vespoid Inner Wings, which you can get from Vespoids, and 5 Monster Broths, also which are from Vespoids. The key skills that come with this are going to be the skills Evade Window and Evade Extender. Now, to craft the entire King Beetle set, you're going to almost need the same exact item. 5 Great Hornflies, 5 Vespoid Carapaces, which you can get from the Vespoids, and the 5 Monster Broth, also from the Vespoids. This armor comes with the skills Heroics and Foray, with status effect resistances to sleep, poison, and paralysis. The next armor we'll talk about is the High Metal Alpha armor set. To unlock this armor, you're going to need a key material called Diricite Scraps. Now, the traders that have this are going to be Dogard and the broken Gaudy Dog, who somehow happens to have everything. To craft this entire High Metal Alpha armor set, you're going to need 5 Diricite Scraps, Carbolite Ore, which is from mining outcrops. I got mine in Wyveria, 3 Kyranidoth Skulls, which is a small monster in the Oil Well Basin, and 2 Charred Oil Bones, which are going to be from bone piles in the Oil Well Basin. This armor set is extremely tanky. It has stun resistance level 3, iron skin level 3, blast resistance level 3, bleeding resistance level 3, fringe free level 3, bombardier to give you maximum explosive power, and aquatic oil slip mobility to negate effects of waves and being slowed down in water or oil slip. It's crazy. It has a lot of maxed out skills. Next, we'll talk about the Battle Alpha armor set. To unlock this armor, you're going to need a key material called the Scarred Scale. The traders Sekka and Rove have this, but I've had the highest luck with my boy Gaudy Dog. And the Gatherer Arpar is actually going to bring them over to you as well. To craft the entire battle armor set, you're going to need 5 Scarred Scales, 3 Colossal Bones, which you can get from the Congas in the Scarlet Forest, 1 Dragon Bone Relic from Bones, 2 Blongo Pelt Plus from carving Blongos, and 4 Frozen Ice Bones, which you can get from the Komachi in the Ice Shard Cliffs. This set has Item Prolonger 3, Marathon Runner 3, Free Meal level 3, and Hunger Resistance level 3 as some of the big ones. Next, let's talk about the Melahoa armor set. To unlock this armor, you're going to need a key material called the Great Hibiscus. Traders that have this are going to be Ren and Sild, Gaudy Dog, and Gatherer Reicher could bring those items to you when you collect them. To craft this entire armor set, you're going to need the following: 5 Great Hibiscus, 5 Guardian Sacred Feathers, which you can get by killing the Guardian Sacreds in Wyveria, 4 Light Crystals, which you can find from mining outcrops in Windward, Oil Well, and Ruins of Wyveria, and a Nova Crystal, which can be dropped from Jesperos or found in mining outcrops. I think the coolest part of this armor is actually the pants that come with the ability Mushroomancer that is maxed out, that allows you to eat certain mushrooms for buffs and healing. It's a really fun thing to try out. Next, we'll talk about the Artian Alpha armor set. Now, this one's interesting because in order to unlock this armor set, you need to complete the What We Protect optional quest. This quest will open up around Hunter rank 20, and you can speak to the handler by your tent and then undertake the optional mission What We Protect to slay a Blanganga. Once you're done, that's how this Artian set unlocks. And to craft this entire Artian Alpha armor set, you're going to need 25 Gracium, which is mined in the Ice Shard Cliffs, 4 Frenzy Shard, which are from Frenzy monsters when you break them, 1 Fire Cell Stone, which can be from the Oil Well Basin outcrops or from the Gatherer Saber, 3 Frenzy Crystals, which drop from Gore Magala, Gala, 3 Guardian Bloods, which drops from Guardian monsters, Nova Crystals from mining outcrops, 10 Earth Crystals, which can come from Taliots at a 20% chance, but I suggest just mining outcrops in the Windward Plains, and Dragon Bone Relics, which can just be found from bone piles. The Artian set comes with the level 5 skill of Flayer that allows you to inflict wounds and deal a lot of non-elemental damage. Next, let's talk about the Commission Alpha Armor set, and the key material needed for this is the Commission Ticket. And in order to get this, you need to talk to Santiago at the support ship. I have personally noticed that if you select the option for request goods and set it to any, the commission tickets tend to show up more often. And to make the support ship come back and go away a lot faster, you're just gonna have to progress the days or the seasons by advancing that in your tent. To craft the entire Commission Alpha Armor set, you're gonna need 5 commission tickets, 5 Chotacabra skills, 2 Graciums, 5 Lalabarina Florets, 2 Monster Keen Bones, 5 Balahara skills from Balaharas, 2 Stout Bones, 5 Doshaguma Furs, 5 Quaymantris skills, and 2 Quality Bones. So there is a lot of farming you have to do with various monsters and picking up bones and various ores in order to craft this. Now, this armor comes with a bunch of skills, but not really with anything maxed out, but it's a cool armor set to have for the glam. Now, the next 2 armors are going to be unlocked once you have cleared any tier 7 or tier 8 quest with a tempered apex monster. Now, upon defeating these enemies, you'll get a key item reward from the hunt called Hunter Symbol 3, which will unlock the Guild Ace Alpha Armor set, which will make you look very similar to an NPC that you've been playing with this entire game. To craft this entire Guild Ace Alpha Armor, you're gonna need the following: 5 Hunter Symbol 3s, 10 Fusium Ores, 3 Guardian Blood Plus, 5 Quality Bones, 3 Guardian Pelts, 3 Guardian Scales, and the Carbolite Ore. A lot of Guardian monsters gotta be slain for this. This armor is really cool because this will grant you max levels in the skills, peak performance, constitution, and foray. So attack is going to be plus 20 when your health is full. You're going to get 50% reduction of fixed stamina depletion. You'll also get attack plus 15 and affinity plus 20 against large monsters affected by poison or paralysis. And the bonus is this is a rarity 8 armor, so it's going to have a higher natural base defense. Now, the Dragon King Eyepatch is a 1-piece armor set that'll give you the Counter Strike level 3 that'll increase your attack power after being knocked down to plus 25. And for this, you're just going to simply need 3 Hunter Symbol 3s, 3 Guardian Blood Pluses, and a Wyvern Gem, which is a rare drop from multiple monsters like Gravios, Quaymantris, Balahara, Rompopolo, or Hirabami. But luckily, you can identify these monsters on your map and see if they have this as a guaranteed drop. So now that you know how to unlock all these secret armors, go ahead and check out this video right over here.